Wait. So hi everybody. Hi, welcome. May
Здравейте.
I please ask you to turn on your camera so we can see each other? Hi, Denitsa, the
Hi.
first one.
Добре, Йоана, започваме. Той е 7:02, така че който дойде, добавя и междувременно, за да можем да се включим и да започваме, да не губим време. Здравейте на всички! Благодаря ви, че отново сме заедно и днес, предпоследната ни среща. Както знаете, тя ще бъде с гост-лектор, преподавател от НАБА, Микеле Корадини, който е в департамента за моден дизайн и в същото време и оценява портфолията и мотивационните и документите на новите студенти, които искат да кандидатстват. Това, че за моден дизайн преподавател не трябва да ви притеснява, тъй като както и до момента всичките ни срещи говорим общо за всяка една програма. Също така с нас е и Валентина Торичели, която пък е регионален мениджър по прием на нови студенти в НАБА. Така че ако имате някакви въпроси относно документи, срокове или нещо друго свързано с самия прием, кандидатстване и прием, то тя с радост ще отговори на вашите въпроси. Така че бъдете отново интерактивни, както и до сега. Питайте на воля, за да сме сигурни, че всичко е ясно и съответно да можем да подготвим възможно най-доброто креативно представяне за вашето кандидатстване. Аз спирам до тук. Както и във Viber групата написах, ако някой се притеснява да задава въпроси на английски език, може да го направи на български език и Йоана ще помага с превода. Michele, thank you so much for being with us tonight. I'm sure there would be questions, but definitely, because I know your presentation, it will be full of information and very helpful for them. Thank you once again for joining us tonight, and it is your turn now. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Pitya. Thank you guys to be here with us. I kindly ask you again to turn on your camera because it's easier for me to speak with you if I can see you directly. That said, as we know, I introduce myself again. I'm Michele Corradini. I'm the course leader of the BA in Fashion Design here in NABA. But today I'm here to have a conversation with you about the portfolio and how to make a portfolio. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if everything is working. I think you can. Sorry. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, wonderful. So, for me, the easiest way to speak about something is to have a look at what I'm going to speak about. So the first thing that I do normally is to try to find a definition of that. If you look around on the internet, on Google, on a vocabulary, the definition, a similar definition that you can find about a portfolio is the selected group of works that is presented to a potential client by a professional as an example of his style and his skills. In this definition, we can highlight three important words for me connected with portfolio: selection, style, and skills. For me, those are the three key points to understand how to make a good portfolio. First point, selection. You're going to listen to me repeating this word a lot tonight. I'm sorry, but this is really important for me. The selection is what let you be able to show your strength and your focal point, to focalize what you are good at. And the point of a portfolio is to speak about style and skills. So to let understand people who you are through your works. That said, we can say that a portfolio is a book of stories, because each single project can be represented, can be seen as a story, a book of your story, because it's a portfolio, it's going to represent you and what you can do. And a portfolio can be a self-portrait using your work instead of images or instead of words. What I'm expecting to see in a portfolio, first of all, quality instead of quantity. I don't need to see 100-page of portfolio. It's better to have 4, 10, 12, 15 pages instead of a huge amount of pages, but everything is in that pages as some quality, and I can read that quality in that. I want to see professionality. Okay, guys, you are young, and I can understand that you are here to understand how to build a professionality. So everything that I'm going to say, it's referred to a portfolio in general, not just dedicated to the portfolio that you're going to build for your admission in NABA, but it's something that you can apply for your future and for your future portfolios. So when I speak about professionality, I want to understand that you can manage all the steps of a process. I want to see skills. I want to see what you can do. And everyone has their personal skills. So not every one of you will show me the same skill, which is good and it's okay. And then I want to see personality. It's your portfolio, it's your story, it's your way of thinking and designing. So I want to see you and your point of view through your works. In order to help you, I tried to come up with 10 rules that can help you in order to build a portfolio. And actually, the first
Michele,
rules.
sorry to interrupt. I just I'm wondering if you're showing more slides because
Yes,
we are seeing only the cover page.
Okay, no, I show you. I've shown you some pages, but okay, let's understand. Sorry, maybe if I share this, it's easier.
Okay, I think now we see.
Can you see it?
Yes, rules.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, everything that was written, what was I speaking about? What I was speaking about.
Okay.
So thank you. I'm sorry for this little problem. What I was saying, yeah, I tried to come up with 10 rules, 10 golden rules that can help you in order to develop a portfolio. But actually, the first rule is there is no universal rules to create a portfolio. That's important, and you have to think about it because there is no recipe for a portfolio. There's nothing that a portfolio is nothing that is set in stone. You have to find your way to represent yourself. The portfolio is a portrait, so you can build it in the best way that is going to represent you. So there is no one way to do it. You can find your path in order to build your portfolio. Instead of rules, we are going to speak about advice. Second point is always keep in mind that it's only a portfolio. This is really, really important because a portfolio will be, for me, it's one of the hardest things to do because when you build a project, you have a brief, you have a direction, you have a client to speak with, or you have yourself that you want to present something. When you made a portfolio, you speak about yourself, and speaking about their self, it's always hard because you have to to portrait yourself and try to let people get in touch with you. But again, keep in mind that it's just a portfolio. Probably in 1 year, you're going to rebuild completely your portfolio because you're going to develop new project. Yourself will be developed in a new way. You will be new people with new skills and new point of view. So you're going to have a new portfolio. So give the right amount of importance to this portfolio because it's going to be changed quickly. So it's important that you think wisely at what you are doing, but keep in mind that it's just one of the multiple portfolio that you are going to have in your life. Third point, the key of a good portfolio is the selection of the projects. Selection again, and again, you will listen to me you will listen the word portfolio selection a lot tonight. Selection is important. You don't have to show everything. You have to think at what you want to show about yourself, about your skills, about what you can do. This is important because you have to think that who is going to have a look at your portfolio will have a look at a lot of other portfolio. So it's important to show just the best part, what you're good at, and at the same time being able to show the skills that you have and the ability that you have to follow a process. So it's a balance of all those aspects. Fourth point, highlight your strength. It's important to show that what you can do. No, it's not important that you show that you can do everything, but it's important to show what you can do best. And this is really, really important because it's impossible that we are good at everything. We have to stop and think, okay, I'm great at drawing. I will show a lot of drawing because I'm great at that. And I'm terrible at taking picture. So picture will be there because maybe I have to represent the fact that I know how to take a picture, but maybe there will be just 1 or 2 pictures, the best picture that I took in order to show me at best. And don't think that you have to show everything or show a lot. It's important to show the best and show the quality of what you can do. Fifth point, variety. Speaking about the portfolio, there is not a right amount of project that has to be shown. Normally 5 to 6 projects are okay, but it will depend by you. Maybe you want to present just 3 projects because they are really thought through and they have a lot of material that you want to present. In other case, you need to have 10 different projects because you have taken 1 point, for example, one topic, and you have developed it into different projects, in 10 different little projects. It's okay. What is
sorry
important?
for interrupting. I have a question.
Yes.
For fashion design, is it enough to make 2 projects that are 2 collections of 3 dresses, for example?
So 2, it's a little bit, very bit little. So maybe 3 to 4 projects, it's okay in order to understand your process. But if you feel that those 2 little projects are really well developed,
because they're 2 collections of 3 dresses, so they're 6. If you
you don't count the amount of output. Think about the project as a whole, because the 3 outfits that you have designed have the meaning of representing your idea, which is one general idea developed throughout the outfit.
Yes.
So that's the two projects are okay. Maybe you can add a third project which is not connected with fashion directly. For example, it could be a collection of drawings on a topic that can represent that side of you, or a collection of collages or pictures, or I don't know, some poster that you have designed in order to explain your passion for graphic. I don't know. They can be really different approach and different kind of projects. But I think that a minimum of 3 projects is needed in order to understand the way you think and your design your projects.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I have a question too. Is it better
Yeah.
if the outfits are draw or they're made like some collage or something?
There is no right way to represent your clothes. What is important is that the drawing represent exactly your idea. So the skills that the skill that you use in order to represent it is not fundamental. If you know how to draw, draw. But if you are not good at drawing and it's something that is painful to you to do for you, use collages, because maybe collages can help you better in order to represent your idea.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So I was speaking about variety. So in the portfolio that you create, try to show different aspects of your thought, not just one idea represented throughout all the projects, in order to let the people know and understand how you think and how you design. At the same time, it's important that your portfolio is not repetitive. So use the right amount of project, thinking about variety and not repeating, don't let the people think that you the people that is going to evaluate your portfolio is going to look at the same project but with different color, for example, of different shade. Try to variate in order to give them different point of view. Seventh point, the project must be presented at best. Have a look at the image that you're going to show, at the drawing, at the text is. Everything has to be well done. High resolution images. I don't want to see pixel. If I see pixel, if I see that kind of error or mistakes, I have the idea that you don't pay attention to what you're going to do. And pay attention to details is fundamental for this work, for this kind of word. So have a look at the images, have a look at the texts, read them. Be sure that I'm not going to find mistakes, for example. Words are fundamental. We are living in a world made by images, but we have to remember that what is written is fundamental and is important at the same level of our images. Pay attention at the picture that you choose to show. I received a lot of portfolio, for example, with dresses well done, for example, but shooted in the worst way possible. So think when you are going to take a picture. The picture that don't have to be didascalic. They have to be good picture in order to represent your idea. So if you want to shoot a garment that you have created, think about the background. Think about the model. Think about what he or she is going to do in order to build a picture that has meaning and then can be connected with the project. It's not just a visualization of the garment. I don't care about the garment so much. I care more about the idea that is behind that project, and that all the image should represent that. The container is secondary to the content. This is really important. When you're going to think about the layout of your portfolio, the layout shouldn't be more present than the project itself. So balance the amount of graphical elements that you want to use in order to represent the project. I want to see the project. I don't want to see the structure of the portfolio. The structure should be there in order to give me hints of your idea of an aesthetic without being destructive. Think of your portfolio as a tool. This is really important because in the 90% of the case, you will not be present in order to present your work. The portfolio has to speak for you, and it has to be clear what you want to show and what you want to present. So have a look at your portfolio and think, okay, if I'm going to show this to my mother, is she going to understand everything that I've done or not? If not, maybe I have to change something, because if I have to be there in order to explain my choice, what I've done, my research, my drawing, my elements, it's hard for a person that is going to receive that portfolio to understand it by itself. The tone of your portfolio should represent you. Accuracy and attention to details are essential in every aspect of design. So that book, that PDF, that digital file should be a business card. I have to have a look at the portfolio. I need to have a look at the portfolio and understand who you are. What do you think? How do you feel? What's your idea of aesthetic? So how to do it? Let's see step by step my suggestion in order to create the portfolio. First point is selection. Again, select and gather your content. So before building the portfolio, think about the project that you have developed and what you have in order to present it. You have drawing, you have picture, you have texts that you have written, you have images, you have visual research, you have sketches, you have some prototype, you have physical element. Gather everything. Place everything in front of you and think, okay, in order to speak about this project, I have this. Collect everything. Normally, as I told you, for a portfolio, we speak about 5 to 6 projects. In your case, 3, 4 are enough, for sure. Got it. Sorry. Okay. What are the content needed for each single project? A title is fundamental. Giving a name to your project will give a face to it. So I can read it, I can start think about your project. So it's important to give it a name, a title. The credits are fundamental. In this moment, I think that you are going to develop your project by yourself. So there will be no credits. But for the future, if you are going to work with other people, it's important to say that, because that is going to tell who is going to review your portfolio that you are able to work in a team. Then a brief, a concept, a description is important. So a brief text that explain what I'm going to see, what was the topic of the project, what was your idea of the project, behind the project. It's always nice to see a research. So I want to speak about nature, and before building my project, I usually create a research in order to have reference. So it's interesting to have a selection of that research in order to understand the process. What was the initial point compared to the final point? Mood board are important. So I can see how you organize your research in order to give a feedback of your idea. Then if you have sketches, process images, so the image picture that can represent the process of the making of the project, and then the final output. Those elements are important. Don't show just the final output. Don't show me, in the case of fashion design, just the final garment. Show me how you reach that garment. Show me what was your idea, what were your references in order to reach that final sketch. Once I have selected all the content that I want to put in my portfolio, I can start to make a new research, a visual research. A portfolio is, at the end of the day, a book that can be physical or can be digital, but it's still a book. So make research about books. Go to the libraries, in the bookshops, online, have a look through magazines, through books, in order to find visual references, graphic elements that you want to use for your portfolio. Find inspiration for the layout. It's important to have references. Having references doesn't mean to copy. It means to have an understanding of the world that is around us in order to reinterpret it. Third point, I would like to outline your book. Try to build a layout of the magazine. Or draw in the page, understand where to place the title, where to place the description, where to place the images, in order to create a structure that you can use for all the project that you have, in order to create a book that has a visual similarity throughout all the book. All the beginning pages of the description of my project as a huge title, a small description, and a reference picture, for example. And all the initial pages will be like that, so I can recognize the process of the development of the projects. Fourth point: put your book together. Once you have your layout and the selection of the element of the project, you can take the project and place everything inside the outline that you have created. How to build an order, which is really important in a portfolio. First point, try to present who you are. Try to start with a small presentation. Maybe a portrait can be interesting. A portrait that can be a picture, that can be a drawing, that can be a collage, that can be the picture of an object that represents you if you don't want to show your face, for example. A picture of your eye. A way to, it's the first moment that you get in touch with the person that is going to review your portfolio. So start presenting yourself. Then we are going to have an index of the project, maybe with the name of the project. So I'm going to understand what is going to be presented in the portfolio. And then think about what you can do. Focus on your real skill. Think about what you can really do. I don't need to think that you can do everything. Show me what you can do. Show the process. It's really important. For academic valuation, It's more important to see how you reach the final point, how you design your final collection, for example, how you design your final outfit. So not just the outfit for fashion design, but for example, for graphic design, the final layout or the final graphical elements. Show the process, show the research, show the initial point, show how you worked on your drawings in order to reach the final point. And last
Excuse
point.
me, can I ask something?
Yes, absolutely.
Is it a problem if we don't like add a specific project for our particular program that we are applying to? I mean, for example, putting photographic projects or maybe some illustrations or just other kinds of projects, not ones that are for our chosen program.
Yes, I mean, you're applying, if you're applying for a BA, so if you are applying to a BA course, so an undergraduate course, it's okay that maybe you don't have specific project connected to the subject that you want to study.
Yeah, that's because not all of us are like prepared for the exact program that we are going to apply. So
it's okay. It's okay. You can show other projects connected with this idea of creativity. What is important is to see the process, how you decide to draw that illustration. What was your inspiration? How you convert that inspiration into those illustrations. And it's okay. If possible, maybe try to build one project connected with the idea of the subject. That helps in order to understand your passion for that area and your way of thinking about that area. But they don't have, for example, for fashion design, you don't have to draw a collection in order to let me understand that you are interested in fashion design. Maybe you can create a mood board about a specific designer. You want to tell me that your favorite fashion designer is, I don't know, Lagerfeld. So you can build an illustration around it, connecting different aspects of that designer, or what was important for him, for his inspiration, and I don't know, his key look that are the iconic look that represent him, for example. Or you can make a collage collecting images from internet, from magazines, from books, in order to represent your idea of that designer. In this case, you are connecting your interest for a subject with skills that you have without needing to build a collection that you don't know how to build.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just
just jump in, because I was I just wanted to say that this is valid actually for all the programs. I mean, of course, Michele does examples for fashion, which has a super good, but the idea that he's explaining is really valid for all the programs. So the idea is that through the portfolio, you show your personality, and part of your personality for sure will include your passion that will be for the subjects that you are choosing. So we want to see that. So we don't expect you to have already all the skills. And the way you choose to use to show your interest can be very, very different. And so what Michele is saying is really something that is cross-disciplinary. So for whatever program you are choosing, this is valid.
Yeah, it can be applied, for example, to a designer, Andrea Lucchi, no, Michele Lucchi, sorry, which is an important Italian designer. I really like him, and I want to represent his vision through illustration, through picture, through collage. I love Wes Anderson, and I want to enter in the cinema BA. I love Wes Anderson. I want to represent his aesthetic through pictures, through illustration, through collages. You can choose a personality that speaks about the area that you want to get involved and try to convert their aesthetic, their point of view, or your idea of their point of view, their aesthetic, through the mean that you know, through the skills that you have. That helps in order us to understand your passion for a subject and how you think about that subject. Okay. Ooh, sorry. Okay. Last point of this slide was divide the project. Please think about it. A student normally place everything into the portfolio, one after the other, one after the other. It's important that it's clear when a project starts and when a project ends, in order to let the person that is going to review the portfolio understand what is going on. Last point, your contact. This is really important. At the beginning, we have said who we are. After I've seen all your projects, so what you can do, I want to get in touch with you. So it's important to place your name, your address, your email, if you want your telephone, if you want your Instagram or your social contact. Keeping in mind that who is going to review you, if you are going to place your social contact, is going to have a look at your social contact. So if something that is really personal, daily life, maybe it's not good to show it. If your Instagram feed is based on your visual research about what you've seen in your daily life, building an aesthetic, maybe it can be interesting to have a look at it. About the rhythm of the portfolio, think about the fact that for this portfolio, we are going to have a look at everything. But in the future, maybe you're going to send your portfolio for a job interview that a lot of people is going to apply to. So it's important to think about the order of the project, because maybe the reviewer will not have time to have a look at everything. So use the first project to make a big entrance. Show your best at the beginning. Don't wait. Don't try to build slowly a crescendo. Start immediately good. Show your best at first. So people get interest in what they are going to see, and they are going to go deeper and deeper into your portfolio. Show consistency. Consistency is fundamental for me. It's important to have a consistent look at the portfolio. I'm going to have a look at the portfolio, and I want to see a consistent idea and a consistent aesthetic. That means that you're going to show project that maybe you have developed 1, 2, 3 years ago. Don't feel free to take them in your hands and rework them if you need. Maybe your drawing skills is improved. Wonderful. You can redraw something in order to fix what is not good now. Your skills about coloring or about taking picture is changed, is evolved, is grown. rework the project that they need to be reworked. This is an interesting sentence for me. The choice you made in your portfolio, in your building your portfolio, should be interesting and should tastefully reveal who you are and how you get in relationship with the world. So the portfolio should be a mean in order to show your inner world, your idea, your aesthetic. Last point is export and print. Export if you want to send it digitally, and print if you want to make it real and physical. If you're going to print it, be sure that everything is okay and have a look at the portfolio printed in order to be sure that all the colors are okay, the pages are well cut, that the book is going to be an interesting object. This is something additional and optional. Your portfolio can be part of an idea of branding. A portfolio can be a book, but can be an object that speaks about you, and you can create an aesthetic around your portfolio, an aesthetic that speaks about you. You can work on idea of a logo that can be placed on the portfolio, on your business card, on your CV, creating an environment that speaks about you. The portfolio can have different version. That is for the future, not for the BA for sure. But you can think about a digital portfolio, for example, that it's lighter, quick, that it's easy to be sent with less information in order to apply for a job review, or a job interview, sorry. And then you can have a printed portfolio, which is a more completed version, a bigger one. That can be the tool that is going to help you in order to speak with the reviewer that you're going to meet for the interview. You can think about a website, for example, that can be something next to your portfolio that can help you in order to explain your project, that can let you update your portfolio, update the project that you have developed, make focuses. So you can, for example, have all the graphic design project divided by all the material project, or the fashion project, for example. And then you can have a social media page that can be helpful in order to develop your idea, your point of view, your aesthetic. Back to the beginning. I spoke about expectation at the beginning. Let's remember them. Quality. Quality in the project that you're going to present. Quality in the way you present your project. Professionality. We want to see that you can be a person that can be trustworthy. Skills. We want to see what you can do, and we want to see your personality, your aesthetic, your point of view, your way of thinking. I leave you with these 3 sentences. Be smart in the selection that you make, in the way you present. Don't be heavy on the portfolio. It's better to place a picture less than a picture more, in order to make a good impression. Select. Make a selection of what you want to see, show, sorry, and don't be boring. Make the viewers smile. So try not to be heavy. Try not to be too in touch with the portfolio. It has to be something that give pleasure to you and to who is going to review it. And lastly, but not least, at least, but not lastly, remember that you use your work to speak about yourself, but you are not your work. People are going to review your portfolio, are going to review your work. They are going to give you feedback about your work, not about you. This is really, really important and really important for your future, because you are not going to be judged as person, but your work is going to be judged. You will receive feedback and they are going to let you grow. And this is really, really important. Thank you, girls and guys.
Thank you
I
for the
hope-
lovely presentation. And now, ако имате някакви въпроси към него, той ще се радва да ви отговори, да ви помогне, ако нещо не сте разбрали, или ако искате да питате нещо и мен или Валентина, можете да задавате въпросите си сега. Ще се радваме, ако си пуснете и камерите, като задавате въпроса.
So feel free to ask any question. I
Yeah.
guess you were telling that,
Yes.
Joanna, right? So just take this opportunity to ask any question you might have about your portfolio. You are all working on it, so if you have any doubt, just feel free to ask.
I have a question. If most of my works are physical, I mean, drawings on paper, for example, I should take a picture or scan them, because I think it might be a mix between collage and other things like that, which are digital, but also physical. So it has to be digital portfolio and scanned, I think.
Yeah, I prefer scan instead of picture, because it's always hard to take a good picture of a drawing, because you have to be perfectly vertical, paying attention to shadows, to element, to everything that can be placed on the drawing. So it's better to scan it to have a better feedback and a better final effect. But it's important to see your manuality. For us in NABA, doing is really, really important. We love to work with our hand. We love to work on physical material in order to understand how the process is done. Then maybe in the future you're going to do the same using digital tools, which is okay, but it's better to start from a physical way of doing things in order to convert it to the digital one instead of to do it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Някакви други въпроси за самото портфолио, за някоя от другите програми. Например, можете да питате Вале, I will ask a question. So regarding the new program, comics and visual storytelling, do you have any recommendations about what to put in the portfolio, or what kind of projects, etc.?
Well, for sure, presenting project connected with visualization can be good. So drawing, illustration, collages again. So everything that let us understand how you interpretate the reality, how you translate what you see on paper that can be made digitally or physically. It's important.
Okay, because I
understand your.
I read today in the application form the project assessment about the Marvel superhero or a character or something. So
yes,
that's an idea.
That's a guideline, of course. So of course, this is a new program, so we still don't have examples of portfolio to show in these cases, but that's a guideline we can give. So and this is again connected also to inspiration. So connected to what Michele was telling before. If you are very passionate, I don't know, about Marvel comics or about manga comics, take that and maybe you can draw, you can use illustration, you can use collages to maybe think about a character or think about a plot of a possible comic, doing maybe a storyboard about how you would develop that plot. And of course, the project assignment, you will have all the guide, like the specific details, is something we give students to help them to prepare their project.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a suggestion, I don't know if it can work, but maybe if you're not really good at drawings, for example, but you like the idea of developing a plot, developing a story, you can think about that story using maybe more simpler images, or for example, using picture of yourself in different position with those balloons that speaks about the story that you want to present. This is okay too. You don't have to know how to draw in order to get involved in that kind of BA. We are going to give you the tools in order to understand how to draw. We don't expect that. What we are looking for is the mind behind you, your ideas of that kind of world.
Nice, thank you.
I do have a question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's a written question. Piti, I don't know if you want to...
Yes, there is a question from my side.
Okay.
Can you hear me good?
More or less.
Can you hear me good, sir? Yes. So you said that the portfolio should present yourself. And my question, sorry for not turning on the camera because the connection is bad here. So you said in the portfolio we should present ourselves. How much the portfolio should be connected to the motivation letter? Should we include in the motivation letter something that is going to be presented in the portfolio?
Hard question. It can help. In the motivation letter, I love to see, to read a truly motivation of why you want to study fashion, design, graphic, without thinking that you have to please us, but really try to expose yourself, try to explain us why you chose this path, what fascinates you about fashion, about design, about media design, about set design. Those are huge word with a lot of different professionality, with a lot of different representative. Try to explain what you like about them. What is your idea of them? What is your new idea of fashion, for example, new idea of design? What should design for you do in the future? Those are all topics that can be interesting in order to understand how much you are driven into those subjects.
Thank you.
So, Ivaila asked, I want to ask, is there a recommended amount of page of slides dedicated to one project? Yes, I think that something between 6 and maximum 8 page for a project is more than enough. Then it will depend on the specific project, because if you don't have enough to speak, don't try to reach the 6 page because you feel that you have to show 6 page. If 3 pages are enough in order to represent it at best, it's okay. Don't go over 6, maximum 8 pages. Also, is it a problem if we have more pages or slides for one of our project and fewer for the others? Actually not, because the projects are different and maybe some projects are more developed than others, so you need more space in order to speak about them. It's okay, not a problem. Then
Veronica.
Veronica, thank you. I'm sorry, I can't read. I was wondering how much process compared to final work do you prefer in a portfolio? A well balance, half and a half, I would say, half process, half final work. Do you prefer a wider variety of project in a final work format? What do you mean, Veronica? Sorry, do you prefer a wider variety of project in a final work format? Well, if I interpreted it correctly, I expect to see all the project in the final stage. So I want to see the process, but then for each project, the final output. I hope I interpreted it correctly. Or less project by showing, or less project of their process.
I think she means that if you prefer to see more projects in their final stage, so maybe because of course not to be too long, so maybe it's better to put more but with less space dedicated to the process, or the opposite.
Okay, the opposite. I prefer quality instead of quantity.
Okay.
So it's better to have 3 projects, but really well presented with all the process, than 6 projects that are just the final point. I'm asking that because if you show me the final point, it will become a matter of I like it or I don't like it. It's a matter of taste. If you show me the process, I can evaluate how you reach that final point. So if I don't like it aesthetically, it's not a problem, because I can understand and how your work, how your mind creates the process in order to reach that final point.
One more question from me. Would
Yes.
you suggest, if it is a digital portfolio, would you suggest for the making process a video? Would you like it? Does it bother the viewer, or
No,
does it bring
it can
more
be,
points?
well, it depends by the subject, I would say, but it can be interesting to see a video that show me how you create the final output. For example, you create something knitted and you show me the process of the making of the knit element. It can be interesting. Of course, not 35 minutes of the process because it's a lot.
Time lapse, please.
Exactly, but something like a couple of minutes, that can be okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
That's not related to either the portfolio or the letter. It's just a general question. What is the acceptance rate for students? Like how many people from all the people are accepted?
Actually, I don't know, Valentina, you have to help me. But we don't make a matter of percentage. The evaluation is made on the number, the quantity of places available at year in order for the student. So
yes. So consider that classes are 25, 30 students per class, but of course we receive more students, so we open more group. So this is a matter of place availability. About the admission rate in terms of how many students we admit or reject for bachelor, it's quite good actually. We don't have a percentage, but consider that for bachelor programs, the main thing we will evaluate, given that you have all the eligible documents for from high school, will be the portfolio or the project assignment and the artistic statement. But for bachelor degree application, we don't require you to have previous technical skills. So it's not like the master application where, of course, you should show some expertise. In these cases, if you really can show your personality, your passion about the program, and you can build your portfolio in a dedicated way, there shouldn't be any problem. I'm sure you will be able to put nice work together and you won't have any trouble with your admission.
Thank you.
I have a question about the motivational letter. Do you prefer longer answers on the given questions or more personal information like passions, skills, or both?
Well, I appreciate more when the student speaks about themselves and why they want to study in a specific path. I prefer something that is more not just question, reply, but something more fluid and more consistent.
Okay, thank you.
I understand it's a little bit less easier to do, but it becomes a little bit more personal, and it asks you to stop for a second and think about why I want to study something like that, why I want to study in Italy, why I want to study in NABA. Okay, let's take all these aspects together and then write something.
Thank you.
One more question from me, if you don't mind, sorry.
Absolutely.
Let's say that I'm a student who is interested in fashion design or graphic design, and you have the program in the two campuses, in Rome and in Milan. How should I decide which one? Is it only the city? Is there something specific about, let's say, the fashion in Rome or the fashion in Milan that could make me decide better which is my destination if I have never been in Italy before and I don't have any preference about the city?
Okay,
but in general for the courses that you offer in the two cities.
Okay, I can speak more about fashion design. This first statement is for both. All the courses are the same. The subject taught are the same in Milan and in Rome. The educational path is exactly the same. What is changing is the city, which is quite fundamental for fashion, for sure, because there is a strong connection with the city and with the kind of approach that a student want to have to fashion. In Milan, there is a strong connection with this pret-à-porter idea, with the pronto moda. And there's a strong connection with the area around Milan, which has a strong connection with the textile companies, for example. While in Rome, there is another way of thinking about fashion. We think about Alta Roma, we think about the atelier, we think about the archive connected with the theater costume, for example. So there is a different approach to the city, basically. If you want to do something more connected with the contemporaneity, both are contemporary, it's not correct. Rome is more connected with this idea of costume, with this idea of working on a heritage, working on brands that have an idea of couture, of their fashion projects, while Milan is more connected with the idea of prêt-à-porter, of the fashion weeks and that kind of aspects.
So basically, it would be the additional workshops that you are having, like the company that is coming and giving the brief. It's just going to be a different one in Rome, so with its dimensions and focus and concentration, rather than this one in Milan. So this is generally the difference.
But
the structure is the same.
The structure is the same. The campus is completely different, and the amount of student is completely different. So in Rome, there's a smaller group of students, so maybe it's easier to get in touch with everyone, while in Milan, there is a wide and huge campus with a lot of students, so it's harder to get in touch with everyone, but it's possible to create interesting connection with a lot of different areas, because we have in Milan more areas, while in Rome the BA are just 4 in this moment, so graphic design, fashion, visual arts, and media.
So yes, the study plans are actually the same. What changes, of course, is all the rest. So the collaborations that students have with companies that work there, also everything that takes place outside the campus. And this is something really important for the students, because it's not only what you do in the class, it's also all the event that you can join, the activities that you can join. And of course, if you are in a city, you will be attending some events. And if you are in the other city, you should attend other events. So this is, I think, the
main point.
The bigger difference.
Добре, някакви други въпроси, които имате, наистина възползвайте се от възможността, която имате в момента да задавате въпросите си дори с камера, не само в чата. Някак си става по-лично. Наистина възползвайте се от тази възможност, която имате в момента, да зададете всичко, което нещо, което ви притеснява, нещо, което искате да включите, например, в портфолиото си, но не сте сигурни, някакъв текст или нещо по мотивационното писмо, може и по документите за кандидатстване. Абсолютно всичко, което ви притеснява, наистина можете да ги зададете в тази среща, за да чуете от отсрещната страна някаква допълнителна информация, която ние евентуално не сме ви дали.
I've got a question, maybe two. Where can we find the materials, or where can we get them from when we have to make a 3D project? I mean, in the reality, not in a program or something.
But let me understand. You're speaking about 3D project, but connected with design.
Yeah. For example, interior design.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we'll need, for example, wooden thingies.
Yeah, but you're going to speak about the future project that you're going to develop while you're being NABA.
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay. No. That's okay. No. Because I thought you were asking for your portfolio, so I wasn't sure. No, we are going to give you. So your lecturer is going to give you advice in order to understand where to find the right material in order to develop the project that you want to develop. Actually, there are a lot of different situations. Sometimes companies, for example, give sponsorship to to our student, or directly our student get in touch with companies in order to ask them, in order to help them to develop their project, and they gift the material, or they ask them to develop specific project with them with their material. Don't worry now. Your lecturer is going to help you understand where to find the material.
Thank you. And the second question,
Yeah.
when's the deadline about the portfolio and all the documents and motivational letter?
For the application, so we can accept applications until 1 month before the beginning of the program, but this is very, very late. I don't suggest you to wait so long. The best time to apply is actually from now. We just released the application form until February, March, like spring. We also have right now an early enrollment scholarship available. So that could be also a good deadline to keep in mind. January 16th is the deadline to apply for the early enrollment scholarship. So that's another option. But yes, usually we suggest students to apply around winter, like January, February, to have them all the time for the admission procedure and so on.
Thank you.
I have a question about the early bird enrollment. So 16th of January is the deadline for paying the...
To confirm, yes, correct.
Confirm, okay,
Yes.
okay. So,
Yes.
Значи трябва да си изпратите документите преди 16 януари, за да имаме някакъв отговор от академията и всъщност до 16 януари вие да потвърдите, че вече се записвате в академията и да заплатите таксата за записване от 4000 евро. Thank you, Vale.
Welcome.
Put more questions from me. Sorry, I know I'm too much today, but first question is, how much time does it take to evaluate the application? The general, like I'm sending my application to you for admission in a BA course. How much time would it take?
Around 1 week.
1 week. So considering the early bird discount, it should be 16th is the deadline to confirm a place. So let's say
beginning of January.
Beginning of January is like a deadline in order to get admitted with an early bird discount. Okay. And the second one is because I know that we have the pre-admission session confirmed with you.
Yes.
So I would like to invite all the students considering applying to NABA and still wondering about their portfolio, if it is good or not, that they can do it to get your opinion if they have to change something. Can you please give us a little bit more information on this one?
Yes, so we will do it on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of December online. So Skylines will help you to book your spot for this. We can do basically a portfolio review together, and we will give you a pre-admission letter that will tell you that you are eligible for admission. And then after that, you will receive the official admission package so that you will have also the official communication. But it's like a preview about your admission that we can do on those dates, and also review the portfolio together.
So we send documents, the full package of documents with the portfolio and motivation letter.
Yes, before.
You check them, and then we have a one-to-one meeting together.
Correct.
That you give your comments on the documents if there is a need to change. Okay.
And if everything is good, I will give them like a pre-admission letter that states that according to the documents they have submitted, they are eligible for admission, so that they can then receive like very quickly their admission package, like officially, to then go ahead with the enrollment.
So much.
And also take the advantage to tell you that we are going to have also a webinar about like portfolios preparation, like showing also examples by one of our students. It will be on the 28th of November. It's open. You will find more information on our website, but also Skylines can give it to you. And also on the 21st, Joanna, if I'm not wrong, we will have also another portfolio preparation webinar. So we can have also more occasions, maybe to show also some examples.
Just bumping in, sorry, Joanna just wrote me that she has electricity shut down.
Okay.
She will join as soon as possible, yes.
Okay.
But yeah, she is working on back to us.
In the meanwhile, we got a new question.
Esatto. Do all of our projects in the portfolio each have to have a name, or can it be something like project 2? Logo concept or something like, for example, I think it's better to have a name that is a name. Project 2 doesn't tell us anything. It doesn't have to be a strange name or something complicated, but try to think about a name.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do NABA students have the opportunity to go to a real fashion show, to a luxury brand?
Yeah, it happens. It depends season by season, actually, but we are in contact with different kind of brands that invite us to participate in their fashion show. Not each time. I can't assure you that every week, every fashion week, we are going to give you the access to different fashion show. And in the case that we are going to have the access, it's going to have to be a limited amount of seat available. So, for example, normally they give us 10 seats for each fashion show that we can invite our student, and in that case, the possibility is given to all our students to participate. So we are going to give you all the information in order to understand how to ask for this pass.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Няма. There are no more questions so far, so your presentation was quite full of information. Thank you for this. But in case we have more questions, we definitely contact you to get in touch and to get the answers. But definitely, it's a great opportunity to join the webinar you are having for the portfolio. I believe it's going to be great.
I think, Petya, we can send the students maybe tomorrow, like a recap of the next appointment we have, so they have the dates, they have all the schedules, so they can join that.
So just to make sure I understood you correctly, on these webinars, there would be showing examples of portfolio, so they can know what you are...
For each program, yes.
Perfect. Okay. So to recap everything, better to apply as soon as possible with the early bird discount or within the end of the spring, right?
Yes.
It will take around 1 week to receive an official reply from you. And then when we receive the reply, what is the time that the student has in order to confirm the place, beside the early bird?
Yes, of course. So they will have 20 days after admission to confirm their place by paying a pre-enrollment fee of 4,000 euro. With that, you book your spot, and that's the enrollment process.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, I believe we are all clear.
Great. So we will be in touch, and again, feel free to reach out if you have any additional question, and hope to see you at the pre-admission session so we can also see your work together.
Michele, Valentina, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being with us this evening. Sorry once again for not being able to play the camera.
No problem.
But it is always a pleasure to be with you and to have you with our students. Thank you so much. Благодаря и на всички вас, че се включихте, че включихте и камерата си. Наистина е доста по-приятно така да видим, да се запознаем, не само да се четем в редовете. Ако междувременно изникнат някакви въпроси, не се притеснявайте да ги зададете към мен или към Йоана, за да можем да ги обсъдим още на следващата ни среща. Не забравяйте, че тя ни е и последната. Така че каквото се сетите, било то за документи, било то за срокове, портфолио, мотивационно или друго, пишете ни. Thank you so much.
Bye, grazie Michele.
Thank
Ciao.
you, Pitya, for having us. Thank you, Valentina. Thank you, guys. If you have any kind of question, just write us. We are going to try to solve that kind of doubts.